It was back in 1973 that Brian was briefly manager of Brighton, then in the 3rd division. And on the bench with him this day, 13 years ago, was his 7-year-old son, Nigel, getting a glimpse of professional football at the closest possible range. 13 years on, Brian's still a powerful voice and figure in the game. And that 7-year-old son of his has now blossomed, as we know, into a regular member of this Forest side, Nigel Clough, like his father, a striker, and already an England under-21 international. But Neil Webb has had more to do than most with Forest zoom to the top, 10 goals from the midfield, and Forest name an unchanged side for the 7th successive game. 5 of this side are aged 20 or under, so the blend is right. Brighton are also unchanged. Steve Gatting, the only survivor from the side that reached the 1983 Cup final. But Steve Perry and Jerry Armstrong were both in the Northern Ireland squad for the World Cup in Mexico. And there's quite an incentive, too, for the midfield man, Danny Wilson, who was signed from Nottingham Forest for £40,000 2 seasons ago. Our referee tonight is Ian Hemley from Bedfordshire. So Brighton in blue shirts and white shorts attacking the goal to our left to get us underway in this Littlewoods Cup game. Played over 2 rounds, of course, as Danny Wilson makes the break and Neil Webb in quick. We played over 2 legs, the second leg at the City Ground in Nottingham in a fortnight's time. A team, of course, in the all-red strip that everybody really is waiting to see. Forest, this tremendous shoot to the top of the 1st division, with 6 goals last week, 6 against Aston Villa, 3 in a win at Southampton, a win at West Ham as well. Their pedigree already established in these opening weeks. And with that 5 in the side, aged 20 or under, the experience of men like Ian Bowyer, Johnny Method and Gary Birtles. But this is Terry Connor for Brighton now. Dale Jasper. Gatting. Brighton, who caused 1 or 2 ruffles in the cup in the past, and in fact have got a pretty good defensive record. They've conceded only 1 goal at home here in 4 games so far. So they might take a bit of breaking down. This is Method being hustled into a mistake there for a moment, it seemed, by Jerry Armstrong. But it's going to be a free kick to Nottingham Forest. And of course, one man who's got a lot to celebrate today is Franz Carr, 20 years old today, this Forest youngster, already an England under-21 cap. He's had a really great season so far. Yes. Brighton's throw. There's Berry to Steve Gatting. Berry again. It's another good long ball there, this time picking out Armstrong. And out Connor. Good play here by Brighton. Connor likely to go all the way through. And some delightful interplay up front there by Armstrong and Connor after the forwards have been released by that fine ball from the back from Les Berry. This really had Forest worried for a moment. Some lovely one-touch stuff. And Connor getting past Des Walker, but Steve Sutton out quickly. Now Birtles. Played inside for Campbell. Birtles again. Trying to get Pearce in. He's got Webb waiting in there too. And a shot by Clough, saved on the line by Digweed. And one of the rare occasions in this first half when Forest coming forward have looked really dangerous. It was a good piece of play by Pearce. And Birtles playing him in well. And Clough's shot, well saved by Digweed. Meantime, a free kick to Nottingham Forest. Nedhod with it. Wilson. Connor. Wilson again. Berry. Connor. Wilson. It's Terry Connor. And a good cross there to Armstrong, and really, he might have done more with that. Suddenly, the Forest marking was nowhere to be seen. As you can see, John Nedhod, who'd been looking after Jerry Armstrong, was right out there trying to stop the cross. It was virtually a free header for Jerry Armstrong, and over the top it went. There is header. Hutchins. Webb feeding Carr. Come to Bowyer. There's a chance now for Campbell. And again, straight at Digweed. Webb. O'Regan. Berry. Scatting. Hutchins. Headed in well there. With a space maybe for Armstrong. Trying to get Saunders in. Played now for Wilson. Goal kick. Well, it wasn't perfectly struck by Danny Wilson, but he's having a growing influence on this cup tie at Brighton. He only had about 10 games during his spell at Nottingham Forest. I think the feeling might be there that they sold him maybe a little sooner than they should have done. And a really good cup tie atmosphere, which I hope you're enjoying at home. Half-time whistle. And the crowd might say, well, where are these Forest fireworks? We haven't seen any of them yet, since Brian Clough went off to the dressing room, and Danny Wilson goes as well. If anything, he's had more of an influence on this game than anybody else. He's really got Brighton ticking in midfield. And if anything, in that first half, Brighton, with what chances there have been, the better ones have gone to the second division side. Half-time, though, here at the Goldstone Ground. It's Brighton Hove Albion 0, Nottingham Forest 0. So Forest get us started on this second half, 0-0 in this Littlewoods Cup second round, first leg game. Forest training this morning, in point of fact, was one bracing walk along the famous seafront, and their only expenditure, I'm told, was £2 for some ice lollies. Oh, perhaps the fireworks here come in the second half. From the likes of Nigel Clough, maybe. Although Brighton, in fairness, have had quite as much of the game during the first 45 minutes. What is harder to understand is, after all their prodigious scoring, why Forest seem so sterile themselves tonight. Well, here's Connor. Good block challenge there by Stuart Pearce. Ball through to Clough, couldn't control it. Here's Gatting. Armstrong. Gave Dale Jasper no chance at all there. But here's Hutchins. Webb who gets it back. Oh my goodness, Walker. For a moment it looked as though he put it past Sutton. Sutton really had to pounce on that one. That would have been such an embarrassing own goal. Bowyer. O'Regan, who's been battling away well, but he's lost this one to Pearce. Played inside again. And shot just wide by Campbell, but there was a deflection off the defender that provides Forrest with the corner. It's Pearce who plays it in. It's Campbell who hits it, but it came off the defender. Here's the corner. It's with Webb. And now Method. Oh, tremendous shots, but just too high. Such a dangerous man and such a beautiful striker of the ball. Chance had to be taken quickly. And always flying just a little bit too high. John Method. Connor. Taken away by Campbell. Bowyer. Berthel's off in pursuit. Gets it in towards Clough. This could be pricing. Delightful bit of play by Clough and hooked away by Hutchings. And it's not over yet. Now it is as the ball gets back with Digweed. Berthel's played it in, but a delightful piece of play here by Nigel Clough. A turn and a cross, flicked away in point of fact. I didn't realise that Digweed had got a hand on it. Clough again, now Webb, now Carr, and he gets beyond the fullback. He's got Bertels waiting in the middle, Campbell coming in quickly too. And it's Wilson who gets it back to his keeper. Wilson. Penny. As Wilson played in early. Oh, tremendous effort there by Connor. Getting to it before Webb with an extravagant and spectacular overhead kick. And not missing the target by much. Good play by Penny. A sensible early ball played in there by Danny Wilson. And Terry Connor wide of the mark, but it was a very good effort indeed. Carr. Hutchings sticking close to him again and getting behind him for support, but it leaves a little bit of a gap in the middle here for Nigel Clough. Played in now for Campbell. And good work by Digweed. And a fine move by Forrest with Brighton concentrating so many defenders on that far side. It suddenly left space here for David Campbell. Took it down well, but some good keeping there by Perry Digweed. Now here come Forrest again with Neil Webb. In for Johnny Method. And now for Ian Bowyer. Berthel's playing it wide for Campbell. Gatting's clearance as far as Connor. Played back for Penny. Now it's opening up a bit. This is Saunders. Wilson. To their credit, Forrest getting men back so quickly, back behind the ball in good defending positions. There's Berry to Jerry Armstrong. It's a good ball there. And Steve Penny popping up on the far side. Hutchings. And can the keeper get there? Yes, but fractionally only before Terry Connor came in. Oh, yeah. Connor. Saunders now. It's a good cross and lovely play there by Dean Saunders, and it required a safety header from Johnny Method. Certainly a great ball played in here by Dean Saunders. Good challenging run there, getting the better of Stuart Webb, and whipped in a really good cross that Method had to head away for safety. And there might be some more defending for him. A very deep corner struck that time. Armstrong is in there. Walker, in fact, got the header in. Clough just getting it away. It's all hands to the punt now at the moment in that Forest defence. Connor with the header. Saved by Sutton. Good enterprising finish here by Brighton. And Terry Connor's header quite comfortably held by the keeper. And away goes Webb. Carr. Driven in there, deflected and flicked away by Digweed. That would have been desperate luck for Brighton had that gone in. Good piece of keeping, and he's injured himself in the process. Digweed with a great effort there in the dying seconds. Just about the time I would have thought to take this corner, and not much more. Played for Method. Interesting again there, and flicked wide by Webb. There was a real chance there in the dying seconds for Forest to come away with a win. And the young man who's scored 10 goals so far this season couldn't quite find the header that was required. Turned in well here by Method. And Neil Webb is wide with a header. The last chance of the game, which I have to say overall was pretty disappointing, except that both managers will say, well, Alan Mullery will say, at least we've held the First Division leaders, and Brian Clough will go away saying, well, a goalless draw away from home in a two-legged tie is not a bad result, and they will look to finish the job at the City Ground in a fortnight's time.